G'day guys, CJ the Pineapple Drummer here, aka Modus from Chaosis, and this is part 2 for the masks and costumes that I have worn. So after the fiasco with the Little Fisherman's mask, me and Brad were in a lot of chats about what we can do visually and aesthetically that we could use to step up our live show a little bit, and we eventually came to the conclusion of gas masks and like radiation suits with the whole like nuclear kind of thing. And yeah, we ended up getting these like really cheap gas masks, and we got these really cheap, like, they were basically raincoats, like fake radiation suits, and they were hot. You sweated a lot in them, and they fucking stunk by the end of it. So what happened before that is my mask didn't actually come for about 3 weeks after everyone else's, and this mask also was something that I did use previously. I think we used it at the Nightmare Before Christmas show, actually, and it was a freaking great show. But we all decided to dress up a little bit, so I made my own burlap scarecrow mask and failed completely. Like, the eye holes were like up on my forehead, so I couldn't even see in the thing. It was itchy, it didn't fit right, it was just not good. I'm sure if I would have had like a couple of more attempts at actually making it, I could have made it semi-decent, but no, it just didn't end up happening. So outside of that, I wore that for the Nightmare Before Christmas show, and then after that was when we were working with the idea of the nuclear costumes. So we finally got them, and everyone else's gas mask came except for mine. And what we had to do instead was I had to bring the shitty scarecrow mask again, and then Brad had this like clear white mask, clear face mask with like some lipstick and stuff on it. This is what it looked like. It was weird, it was strange, but it did work. So that was then the last time I used that, and we stepped into the nuclear stuff. So talk about the nuclear stuff. This is the first, well, not the first iteration. I can't find my my one that I altered and put like fake blood over and burnt it up and cut this out so I could breathe a bit better. But this is basically the last. This is the version of it that's pretty cool, that we ended up using at the very last show that I played with Nuclear. And yeah, they were pretty cool. Not very comfortable to wear on your face, but super lightweight nonetheless. The thing is too, is to explain those costumes, and as cool as they looked, how much they fucking sucked to play in. It was quite a few layers to have on. So at first, I would have like my underwear on underneath, then I would have a singlet underneath. Because Brad did a lot of horror props on a few Chris Sun films and a few other like indie horror things and all that stuff, he was very good at making prosthetics. So he made this prosthetic chest piece that had like guts and rib cage and all this kind of stuff. It just looked horrific, and it was awesome. The thing is, it got really itchy, and it was like another thing that just wouldn't breathe. So I'd have that over the singlet. Then we would have these yellow suits on, which after a while I had to cut the bottoms out because I had these little elastic things that would like latch onto your just above your ankle, and it would just pull up with sweat. It's disgusting, I know. And I remember I discovered this because the first time we wore them was at Dark Cell's album launch. Everyone else is standing up, running around. I'm sitting down, and all the sweat is just pooling and going down there. And I remember I like let it out, and it just drenched my sock. It was disgusting, like absolutely feral. So from there, I decided to cut them up and have them be a little bit loose. It was almost like a trench coat kind of a thing at the bottom. So yeah, then after that, then we had the mask on, and then we would cover ourselves in black stuff and you know, black out the eye part and you know, the arms and all that kind of stuff like that. So it was just horrible. It was a lot to wear. It got super heavy, and we did wear them. I would rip it off. Guaranteed by the end of the second song, I wouldn't be in half of it. All you would see would be my the bodysuit thing, and that's it. The mask would be off. The trench coat, raincoat thing would be off, and that thing got itchy too because it had all this fake blood and stuff like that on it. So yeah, but that was the mask there. Now, unfortunately, the outfit I tore to absolute shit, and I'm trying to find the video for it, and unfortunately I have not had any luck, so if anyone does have it, please send it through. But it's the video of me literally picking up my disgusting radiation suit, because we decided we were going to retire the costume. And I was like so good with that. I'm like, I'm going to destroy this thing so that it sets in stone that we never have to wear these things again. So I remember I picked it up and I literally gave it like an RKO. And I remember I picked it up and did like a DDT, and I like hurt my back. I hated it so much. They looked awesome though. I loved them. The part that I hated was the actual wearing of them. They sucked. But anyway, that's the this was the nuclear vision mask. So this was then the one that when we came back and I did my final show, these were the masks that we actually wore, which was really, really, really cool. So big sign off for that one. Stay tuned. Part 3.